going on, everybody? You are live with Osiris. Welcome to the Author's Lounge. The world is filled with storytellers, and I, along with my guests, are here today in the Author's Lounge to help educate and inspire the young generation of writers and creators. Now, my guests are professionals in publishing, writers from a wide range of formats, and successful entertainers. They will provide beneficial advice on what to do and what not to do on your path to success. So, without further ado, I'll present to you our next guest. Let's go.
I gotta say, I get excited anytime I have the opportunity to be able to bring a guest onto this show, people who believe in the vision that I have or in alignment with having a vision of their own to educate people or to entertain them and to inspire them. Today, I have an amazing guest who I found through Instagram, and her work is immaculate. I can't wait to get into it. So the short end of her title, let's just go with camera director, but she's going to break down what she does as this episode progresses. So without further ado, I present to you the wonderful, the amazing Holly Pearson. What's going on, Holly?
Hello, how are you? It's good to I'm so happy to be here. This
Yeah.
is we're already having so much fun. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be wonderful. And before the recording, I know we were talking about different things that you do. So fun fact, I'm not in New York, but I just saw the Broadway show of The Lion King in Seattle last night. And that was amazing.
Mm.
My God. Now, I understood you did the Hollywood Bowl too, right? Did you do the one that The Lion King came to as well?
I worked on that show. I did not do the cameras that went on streaming services for that show, but I did direct the cameras for the screens inside of the venue. So,
Oh, that is awesome.
so yeah, so it's a kind of cool. Those situations are always fun because it's kind of cool collaboration between like several directors shooting different things, but all kind of
Mhm.
making the same product, which is really fun.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about it. So for those who aren't aware, right? So imagine you're watching like a sporting event or like a professional wrestling event, and you're seeing what you're seeing on screen in the cameras. So correct me if I'm wrong, and I'll definitely let you get into your own work. But I want to sound like I know, and at least
You're
like I
doing
did a little
great.
bit of my homework. That you're watching a show and you're seeing the different and the camera angles or the camera's images. It changes. Maybe it's on this person, and then it goes behind them, and then it goes on the side, and it's the audience's perspective. I believe that is something along the lines of what you do. Please educate me and everyone watching.
You're 100% right. That is very much in kind of that is part of the shows that I direct, which is great. So I'm a camera director for a few different kinds of shows in Los Angeles and all around, depending on where they get to fly me out to. But I am I'm a multi-camera director. I camera direct for the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles. I've also directed for the Greek Theater, which basically means when you go to see those concerts, it's exactly that. Those screens that you see, there's someone back there pushing the buttons and telling the cameras what to do, and that's exactly what I do. I also direct a lot of live internet shows, like if anybody that's a D&D fan, I work on Critical Role. I've done concerts. I've done a bunch of different cool kind of video game internet streams, which is always a really fun kind of way to play around. I am also an associate director and a technical director, which are kind of in the really big budget versions of these shows. There's a AD, a director, and a TD. And I also work those adjacent jobs as well. For associate directing, I've done the Savage X Fenty fashion shows for Rihanna. I did Annie Live for NBC, and I'm currently doing the ADing for Netflix's Dinner Time Live, which is really
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't trying to cut you off. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking out loud.
Oh no! I'm loving. No! This is great. I love this. And cut me off anytime.
No, man. So you've been having. It looks right. Looks can be deceiving, but it's probably safe to say, based off of your personality, how energetic you are, and you talking about what you're doing, it pretty seems like it's a sweet gig to be able to do these things that you love to do. Would you? How would you agree with that? If you knew.
I agree 100%. And this is so much a like pinch me every single day kind of situation, because I used
Yeah.
to think, because I very much knew that I wanted to work in live music very
Hmm.
quickly when I moved to LA. And I thought for the longest time that in order to do that, I was going to have to like attach myself to a band or attach myself to an artist and kind of go on tour
Hmm.
with them. And at that point, like those are incredible opportunities, and you play,
Yeah.
the same show every night and you get to know it very well. I had no idea that there were local like vendors like the Bowl or the Greek Theater, which have on-site people to do those
Yeah.
jobs. And I live 10 minutes from the Hollywood Bowl. So for me, it's when
Hmm.
I got that job, that was about 4 years ago. It's like, wait, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I get to sleep in my regular bed, drive 10 minutes, and
Hmm.
every other day, it's like another one of my heroes that I
Yeah.
get to work with. Sick. Sick.
That is
Great. Yeah.
amazing.
It's
That's one of those type of like surreal moments that when you're young growing up, you see people doing these things. You're like, man, one day I'm going to do something like that. How has that been for you? Just from where you were, right, as a child, and the visions and the creative thought processes that I'm sure you had because you're creative up to this point. What's that feeling like?
um it very emotional. Like
Hmm.
probably the best example that I can come up with is this summer when we did Jesus Christ Superstar
Yeah.
with Cynthia and Adam. It was
Hmm.
crazy because I was a theater kid in high school. We did Jesus Christ Superstar. It was
Hmm.
that show in high school where I reached out to my theater teacher and said, "Hey, are you cool if I like also film this and then edit together a
Hmm.
promo for the students to be able to see?" And
Yeah.
I found that old CD while in
Yeah.
rehearsals for Superstar, and just like seeing that like oh my god, little me would never even be able to believe this. Like that I not
Yeah.
only created that job for myself in high school, and now I'm professionally shooting this show with like my heroes.
Hmm.
Um, it's one of those things where because the job is very high pressure, very high stress, which I kind of feel like I thrive in. But so much of
Yeah.
the
Yep.
reminder for me when things get a little overwhelming is, girl, you are living like little you would be dying right now. Like
Hmm.
there's no time to be overwhelmed. Like we are
Yeah.
grateful. We are grateful every single second. And so
Hmm.
it's such a great kind of grounding moment, especially like even I just did a PBS telethon, and I grew up watching
Yeah.
Sesame Street. So getting to like
Yeah.
play the Sesame Street music and now see myself directing Sesame Street stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
get at it. Are you, come on. Yeah.
Man, I'm
Yes.
getting
So
the
yeah.
chills. I'm
Long,
getting the chills right now.
long story short,
Oh,
it is very grounding to keep reminding myself just how much little me manifested this and wanted
yeah.
this and
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and is working like just getting to see
Yep.
little used dreams kind of slowly coming true, even
Hmm.
stuff like that. Like Greatest Showman's one of my favorite like musical movies, and I worked with Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman earlier this year, and it's like, get out, come on.
Oh, that I know. So I got a buddy of mine who actually was in The Greatest Showman. Yeah, Sam Humphrey. You should reach out to him. He's a good dude. But he worked with Hugh Jackman, and on that film. And when I actually had him on this show like earlier in the year, and we were talking about that. And one of the things he had just talked about was just how down to earth and how humble Hugh Jackman is. Was that his experience with you as well?
1000%. The kindest
Yeah.
person. And his energy the second he steps on stage and the second like we're in rehearsals, he is just the the sweetest, most gentle person.
Yeah.
And then the mic turns on and it's like show mode, and it's just
Yep.
you're just happy to be there. Like
Oh yeah. And I bet you too, right? Because I was also somebody who performed on stages, and there's just a huge difference in energy when it comes to performing for a camera versus performing for an audience. And now for you, you get to actually feel the atmosphere even where you are when you're doing your directing piece. What's the difference like for you doing a live event and feeding off of that energy, like you had mentioned with Cynthia? And I saw the video when you were kind of like doing a countdown, you held in and she looked right into the camera and you said, yep, like, what is that whole
we're not
thing
moving.
like for you?
It oh man. It is one of those incredible feelings where you know that you're in this with them, and we're creating this art together. And especially with live theater, as the director, I wanted to make sure that I didn't like, I planned all the shots of this, but I didn't plan every time I was going to cut, because I didn't know what choices they were going to make every single night on stage. And I think I didn't want to do a disservice, because as a theater person, I know when the audience is reacting differently, or you're kind of in a different, you're in that moment in a deeper way, and you may make different choices. And I didn't want to hinder my cameras or the talent from being able to kind of reach the audience the same way, even if they did something different. So for me, it was like, in those moments where they're looking down the barrel, looking right at me, it just feels like there's nobody else in the world, and I like, it's hard to describe how magical it is when Cynthia Eriva just like looks you directly into your camera, and you're like, well, we're here right now, and I'm not putting away from you, because you're giving me everything right here. And so, and there's nothing more rewarding in that moment when you feel like you're capturing exactly what they're giving you. And it just, it's a very exciting thing, and it only happens with live. And I think that's why I'm so drawn to live music, live concerts, live TV, because you can plan as much as you want, but like, the beauty of it is that things will change. Like, things will go wrong. People will make different decisions. Timing will be different. And you give yourself the ability to kind of be with them and improvise with them in that moment. And it just, you kind of reach that kind of flow state of working. And it's beautiful when those moments happen, because like, I'll never forget that. I'll never forget. Because I saw her make different decisions kind of as we went through the 3 days, where she would look down the barrel for moments that she wanted very intentionally for everyone in the theater, all 17,000 people at the bowl, to look right in her eyes. And it was like, oh, you're making this decision, I'm with you, I'm following you. Like, whatever you need, my Lord and Savior, Cynthia. Like,
That had to have been just magnetic. I could feel it from the video, which, by the way, can I share that clip with on here with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I people need to see they see your work. Make no mistake, people see your work, but I definitely would love to educate some more people to kind of see exactly the world that you cultivate, or that you help cultivate, and bring to the audience what we see on screen, regardless of the venue. It's your world. And I gotta ask this too. What exactly, or the better question is, how did you get into this line of work?
So I got into this, super long story short, my mom went back to film school when I was like 11, 12, 13, and I decided I wanted to be on film sets, and I started working there as like a little script supervisor, because I noticed I was really good at catching like decisions that people were making in real time, and like making sure they made the same decision. Flash forward to college, I went to film school at FSU, which is a great film school. It was only though like movie making style stuff, so I never learned the world of live directing or live TV. And then came out to LA, thought I wanted to be an editor, because that was kind of, I didn't know at the time, but that was like just a little bit of the rush I thought I was getting, that I will eventually realize I'm getting from live directing, but just kind of being the one making the decisions on the cuts. I got a job as an internet editor, producer person, and that show got picked up for 6 weeks on like national syndication, and I directed 6 weeks of that like live Hollywood talk show. And I realized very quickly, oh no, this is actually what I've been waiting for. Like, this is the rush. This is the love that I've been waiting for my whole life. The internet show goes down, as most those 10 years ago early internet show days do. And I realized that, okay, I now know exactly what I want to do, but I only have one credit doing it, and no one's going to hire me with just one credit. So I taught myself how to work the adjacent positions, which is the tech directing, button pushing, and then the kind of map holder for the director that says, all right, get ready, something's happening in 3, 2, 1, so the director can make camera decisions based off that. So I taught myself those 2 jobs, the AD and the TD, and then
Wow.
did those for maybe 5 years. And I always kind of knew that eventually it would get me back into the director chair because I mean, also so much of this industry is just like telling people like, yes, I'm working this right now, but this is what I do. And, you know, and so that you plant that kind of in their mind of, yes, she's ADing for me right now, but I know she wants to direct music. So just
Yep.
kind of like just slowly incepting everybody in your network to know exactly kind of what you want out of this.
Yeah.
And I and then I'm so proud of I'm so glad that I learned those adjacent jobs because
Yeah.
when COVID happened, so many budgets got cut and so many crew positions got consolidated. And I actually now do a lot of directing and TDing or directing and ADing where I am the one physically pushing the buttons, which there's some videos online of me pushing the buttons and directing the cameras the whole time. But then as the, you know, if there's more, you know, cameras, then I'll sometimes be able to have to pull to separate that job so someone else can do it for me so I can watch it. But that's kind of how I got into it. It was kind of this weird thing of knowing I wanted to be in film, knowing I loved music, knowing I especially loved theater as a Broadway, you know, as a theater kid, and finding through taking and teaching myself multiple opportunities, finding the job that felt like it fed my soul the most, and then just going full manifesting and networking and working into that. Yeah.
That right there is like a perfect example, like being intrinsically motivated and then saying and finding a way out of nothing. I'm going to do it myself. I'm just going to create these opportunities on my own. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to network. I'm going to push and do the best that I can until I make it happen.
100%. When I'm mentoring, because I talk to like pretty much anyone that reaches out to me, like especially young women that say like, hey, I want to get into this. I'm like, let's hop on Zoom. Ask me anything.
Good.
I will tell them, like, what I used to do when I didn't have any shows to direct is I would reach out to my friends who were artists and say, like, hey, do you want me to, for free, like, live direct a backyard session for you? I had a friend who was doing stand-up comedy shows in his backyard, and I just said, like, can I just shoot this, like, on iPhones and live stream it? Just A, for practice for me, B, you get promotional content, and C, I can now put on my resume, directed backyard session, directed stand-up show, directed this. Like, it's all, like, always just
this right there.
Literally.
Yeah.
And also so much of the opportunities that I've gotten have been straight up from just, like, Instagram DMs. And just saying, like, the reason I got to work with Rihanna on her fashion shows is because I saw that first fashion show, the Savage Fenty, DM'd the director and said, hi, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen, and it would be an honor to work with you on this project. And he's like, dope, let's get coffee. And
there.
So much of this is just utilizing social media to just kind of get your, I hate to say brand, but like get your purpose out there.
Exactly.
And like, and that's kind of when I made the decision to just go completely like digital resume on social media. I like delete all of my, like, here's my coffee, you know, stuff. It's just purely digital resume. So that anybody, because that is how a lot of times we know what people have worked on or what they do. And I've actually gotten several jobs now just because someone went to my social media, saw something and went, oh, she can direct this fine, without needing a resume, without needing a conversation. It's just like, it kind of does the speaking for you. So social media is one of my favorite tools to use to try to just like keep getting your name out there and showing your talent and your skills without having to, like, you know, get yourself on a meeting with someone or get yourself in the room. That can kind of do the speaking for you, which has been great.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that right there. And would you be against the idea of doing a sequel to this, like me getting you back on here?
Please. Please.
Okay.
I know we're coming up on time. So yes.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm like, oh boy. But I really want to do this again. So I'll shoot you a message and then and kind of just see whatever. I'll be on your schedule. See whatever works best for you.
We're in the dead zone right now for me in terms of concerts. So my schedule is very free.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Or literally earlier.
Yeah.
I'm wide open.
Oh yeah, I got availability tomorrow and next week, but I'll definitely shoot you a message.
Great.
Holly, I gotta say, thank you so much for this a wonderful opportunity just to be able to chat with you and feeding off of your energy and being able to kind of get some insight as to what you do. Next time I have you on, I definitely want to ask more questions about like what brought you to, not what brought you to LA, but why LA specifically and not New York, and what got you, like, have you traveled around the world and doing these things, which I'm sure you did, right? And that kind of thing. So this will definitely be a sequel for it.
Love it. Let's do it. Part 2 coming up soon.
Coming up soon. Thank you. Hey, thank you all so much for taking the time out of your day to tune into today's episode. You all take care. Holly, thank you again. Please don't hang up. And we'll catch you all next time. Take care.